Not every voice deserves a place in your future. Have you ever noticed how one conversation can change your entire day? One encouraging word can give you hope. One negative comment can stay in your mind for weeks. One opinion can make you question everything. Words are powerful, but the voices you listen to every day are even more powerful because they slowly become the way you think. And the way you think eventually becomes the way you live. Most people protect their homes. They lock their doors. They install alarms. They decide carefully who they allow inside. But very few people protect the place that matters most, their minds. Every day, thousands of messages compete for your attention. Some inspire you, some distract you, some quietly convince you that you'll never become the person you're capable of becoming. The question isn't whether voices are influencing you. They already are. The real question is, which voices are you allowing to stay? Today, we're going to discover why protecting your mind may be one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Because your future will be shaped by what you consistently allow into your thoughts. If every voice influences your future, how do you know which ones deserve your attention? That's where our journey begins. Every voice shapes you. Every day, your mind is being trained, not only by what you intentionally choose, but also by what you repeatedly allow. Every conversation, every video, every song, every headline, every opinion, every message you consume leaves something behind. Most of the time, the change is so small that you don't notice it. One drop of water doesn't shape a rock, but millions of drops do. The mind works the same way. One negative thought may not define your future, but thousands of repeated negative thoughts can. One encouraging word may seem small, but when hope is repeated, it begins to change the way you see yourself. This is why the voices around you matter, not because they control you, but because they influence what you begin to believe. And beliefs are powerful because your beliefs become your decisions. Your decisions become your habits. Your habits become your character, and your character shapes your future. Most people try to change their lives without first changing what they're feeding their minds. That's like planting healthy seeds in poisoned soil. You cannot expect confidence to grow if every day you water your mind with fear. You cannot expect peace if your thoughts are constantly fed with anxiety. You cannot expect purpose if every voice around you keeps reminding you to settle for less. Protecting your mind isn't weakness, it's wisdom, because whatever continually enters your mind will eventually influence the direction of your life. But not every influence is obvious. Some of the most dangerous ones look completely harmless. Let's uncover them. Be careful what you feed your mind. Not everything that harms you looks dangerous. Some things enter your life so quietly that you don't even notice them. Negativity doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. It comes disguised as entertainment, as endless comparison, as constant criticism, as people who laugh at your dreams, as voices that say, be realistic. Don't expect too much. People like us don't achieve things like that. The problem isn't hearing those words once. The problem is hearing them so often that they begin to sound like your own thoughts. That's how limiting beliefs are born. Not in one moment, but through repetition. Your mind accepts what it hears most often, whether it's true or not. Imagine eating unhealthy food every single day. You wouldn't expect your body to stay healthy, yet many people feed their minds with fear, comparison, bitterness, hopelessness, every single day. Then they wonder why they feel discouraged. Your mind needs nourishment just as much as your body does. What you repeatedly consume eventually becomes part of you. That's why wisdom begins with one simple question. What am I feeding my mind today? Because if you're constantly feeding your mind with doubt, don't be surprised when confidence becomes difficult to find. But if you feed your mind with truth, hope, faith, wisdom, and purpose, little by little, you'll begin to think differently. And when your thinking changes, your life begins to change with it. But your environment influences you in ways you may not even realize. Let's look at why choosing the right environment is one of the wisest decisions you'll ever make. Choose your environment wisely. The people around you matter not because they control your future, but because they influence the way you see it. Have you ever noticed how spending time with hopeful people changes your attitude, and how spending too much time with negative people slowly drains your energy? Attitudes are contagious, so are expectations, so are beliefs. The environment around you is constantly teaching you something, sometimes without saying a single word. If everyone around you believes that dreams are impossible, soon you'll begin to question your own dreams. If everyone around you complains every day, gratitude slowly disappears. If everyone around you settles for less, average begins to feel normal. That's why choosing your environment isn't arrogance, it's wisdom. This doesn't mean abandoning people who are struggling. It means being careful not to let hopelessness become your normal. Be the kind of person who encourages others, but also stay close to people who encourage you. Find voices that challenge you to grow, books that expand your thinking, conversations that strengthen your faith, people whose lives remind you that growth is possible. Because every healthy environment has one thing in common. It pulls you forward, not backward. Ask yourself today, do the voices around me inspire me to become better, or do they quietly convince me to stay where I am? Your answer may explain more about your future than you realize, but even in the healthiest environment, there is one place you must learn to protect above everything else: your inner peace. Protect your inner peace. There will always be noise, opinions, criticism, bad news, unexpected problems. You cannot silence the world, but you can decide what deserves a place in your heart. Inner peace isn't the absence of difficulty. It's the ability to remain steady, even when life becomes uncertain. Many people spend their lives trying to control everything around them: the economy, other people, the future, the past. But peace is found when you stop trying to control everything and start protecting what is happening inside you. Not every argument deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every offense deserves a response. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is refuse to carry what was never yours to carry. Protect your thoughts, protect your focus, protect your hope. Because whatever steals your peace eventually steals your strength. And whatever continually fills your heart will eventually shape your life. The strongest people are not those who never face chaos. They are the ones who refuse to let chaos rule their minds. Every morning you have a choice. You can begin your day with fear, or with faith, with comparison, or with gratitude, with worry, or with purpose. No one else can make that choice for you. Your mind is a garden. Whatever you water will grow. So choose carefully, because your future will grow in the same direction as your thoughts. But protecting your mind isn't only about removing what's harmful. It's also about intentionally filling it with what gives you strength. And that's where true transformation begins. Fill your mind with what makes you strong. Protecting your mind is only the first step. The second step is deciding what deserves to grow inside it. Every morning, you are planting seeds. Some people plant fear, others plant hope. Some plant resentment, others plant forgiveness. Some feed their minds with endless comparison. Others feed their minds with gratitude. The harvest you experience tomorrow depends on what you're planting today. If you want courage, spend time with stories that remind you courage is possible. If you want wisdom, listen to voices that challenge you to grow. If you want peace, make room for silence, for prayer, for reflection, for gratitude. Strength doesn't appear by accident. It grows through what you consistently choose to nourish. Ask yourself every day, what am I becoming because of what I consume? Because every book you read, every conversation you have, every message you believe is shaping the person you'll become. You cannot always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose what remains within you. Choose truth over fear. Choose faith over doubt. Choose purpose over distraction. Choose hope over despair. Little by little, those choices become habits. Those habits become character. And one day, you'll realize you didn't become stronger in one extraordinary moment. You became stronger because every ordinary day, you chose to guard your mind. Before we finish, there's one final truth I want you to carry with you long after this video ends.